The title of this text is Ancient Israel. Judaism is based on the belief in a single God who set down moral laws for ancient Israelites to follow. This system of beliefs, called ethical monotheism, set them apart from the other nations. The idea of worshiping a single, all-powerful God instead of many gods who each had a specific function was new and unique. According to the Torah, God gave the Jewish people their laws through Moses at Mount Sinai. These laws formed the basis of Judaism from ancient times until today. Some laws describe rituals or practices for all Jewish people, including daily prayers, Sabbath observances, and dietary rules. The Torah also describes ethical laws, which require Jewish people to give to charity, to be kind to strangers, and to avoid gossip. Hundreds of rules, moral codes, and restrictions are listed in the Torah's book of Leviticus. The heart of Jewish law is the Ten Commandments. The Ten Commandments remind Israelites that God ended their enslavement in Egypt and outlined the essential laws for how Jewish people should worship God and treat others. The Ten Commandments describe, clearly and simply, a powerful moral code for human behavior. They instruct followers of Judaism to believe and honor one God, to value all life, and to honor their parents and elders. They also instruct people to live justly and to learn to control their desires. The rituals and ethical requirements of the ancient Israelites became the foundation of Judaism, a religion that has survived and flourished for over 3,000 years. Its followers have spread all over the world and continue to read and study the Torah. However, the Israelites did not just establish a religion. The later books of the Hebrew Bible describe the kingdoms established by the Israelites and their descendants. The first king of the Israelites was King Saul. King Saul was strong and was known for his strength in battle, but he was not a good leader at the end of his life. Jewish sacred texts tell the story of the founding of the kingdom of Israel by one of the most famous and complex figures in Jewish text, King David. According to these texts, David began life as a simple shepherd. The current king of Israel, Saul, favored David for his musical skills, but grew jealous of the youth when he defeated a leader of an army of invading Philistines. In this battle, the Torah relates that David killed that leader, a giant named Goliath, using only a rock and a slingshot. David learned that King Saul was plotting to kill him. He fled and traveled throughout Israel, uniting the tribes of Israel under his command. Eventually, he led his forces against Saul and became the ruler of Israel. His first act as king was to capture the city of Jerusalem and make it his capital. Eventually, he would bring the Ark of the Covenant, which was believed to hold the Ten Commandments, to Jerusalem. As king, David played many roles. He was a powerful warrior, defeating many enemies and crushing rebellions, including one led by his own son Absalom. David's many sons often quarreled and caused trouble. David was also a poet and is believed to have written the Book of Psalms. He had many wives, as was customary at the time, and once ordered a soldier named Uriah sent into battle where he was killed, so David could marry Uriah's beautiful wife, Bathsheba. David ruled Israel for 40 years before his death. David is one of the most celebrated figures in Jewish history. His combination of military strength, his skill as a ruler, and his spirituality have made him a role model for both Israel and the cultures that have drawn inspiration from the Jewish tradition. David is also known as a poet. The Book of Psalms, attributed to David, is popular and frequently quoted. Even his flaws and shortcomings make him a human and accessible figure. According to Jewish sacred text, King David's son Solomon became another famous king of Israel. Solomon was known for his wisdom and was a poet. He strengthened his kingdom by establishing trade networks and by starting major building projects. King Solomon built the temple in Jerusalem, which became the central site for the worship of God.